Hello everyone, welcome back to another review, and if you've read the title you might be saying I've done this review already because it's one of my most popular reviews. I think it has like 500,000 views or something. But yeah, we're revisiting Gordon, and it's because this is actually new to me. I've had Gordons before. I've had 5 Gordons to be exact, because he seems to be the one I can never get a working version of. But I finally have, and this should be the one I use for hopefully the day I start making episodes again, till the day I die. So here it is. So let's just get right into it. I am going to try to point out some things that I didn't on the first review. Plus the first review I don't recommend watch. I mean, I guess you could, because a lot of people say it's like nostalgic for them or whatever. But it is quite old. It was probably my second review I did, so that Gordon is unfortunately long gone. I was going to do a comparison because for those who know, in my videos I use the 80s Gordon, so I have that Gordon still because the Clay Railway sent it to me. And then I bought a second Gordon, and then this is my third one as of late. So I was going to compare the 80s Gordon to this one, but then I realized that would just take way too long and it would completely derail the video, pun intended. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing that, but I might make a separate video for that. And I'm working on that Gordon as well. So anyway, let's just take a look at this. So pretty prototypical Gordon, the big blue engine. The sticker's starting to come off and it's pissing me off. That's whatever. Then on the back, this is from 2005, at least is what the box says, so we'll just assume that's correct. Then we have Thomas, Percy, Toby, Duck, James, Gordon, Bill, Ben. Still missing these two. Still haven't managed to find these for a decent price, because I want them in their box. Some of them I don't mind having out of box. I want these ones in the box, so help me find these two. I'd appreciate it. Or if you have these two, I will send you an offer, or maybe we could trade something, who knows, because I've done it before. So we have Annie, Clarabelle, Gordon, James's, coaches, and a bunch of wagons and all that stuff. Pretty prototypical of stuff from around this time, but this is my favorite time period of Hornby stuff. So we'll just crack right into it and take a look at the engine. And I know that there's quite a few reviews of Gordon online, including my old one I did originally, so I'm going to try to bring to light some new info or stuff that isn't talked about as often with Gordon, so maybe we can get some new kind of info. Just noticed that this fell out, which my Gordon already has a vacuum pipe, so I don't know. I have so many of these, it's hard to remember where stuff comes from, so I guess I threw that in there at some point. Fair enough. And then we can just take Gordon out. I'm not going to be putting my fingers through the back of the box to get him out, because actually I might, I don't know. Wait, hold on. No, okay. He has a good amount of detail, but he's not like as detailed as Spencer or something like that. So we'll move Gordon here, and then we'll just snag his tender out. And obviously, for those who don't know, that white piece of card that was covering up Gordon is to prevent stuff like the sun getting to the paintwork and discoloring it, stuff like that. Now I'm going to, because I don't like looking at these directly onto a surface like carpet or something, so I am going to put them up on here. So now we have a more stable place to look at him. So here he is, and just before I get it started, I'm not going to go into the history of Gordon, because we all know who he is. I used to do that, and I realized how stupid it is now looking back at it. However, I will quickly move the tender, just focus on him, because I do kind of want to take a look at him compared to a few of his relatives. So here he is next to the Flying Scotsman. In the Scotsman review, I did do a comparison between him and Gordon, although it was the 80s Gordon, so they looked a little bit different. He's got sprung buffers. You're not going to find that on Gordon, unfortunately. That would be really nice. But then there's the side of Gordon, or sorry, Scotsman. And then there's the side of Gordon. So you can see they are similar, but they are different. I'm not going to go into all that because I did do that in my Scotsman review. But now that I have Spencer, I figured it'd be kind of interesting to look at these two together. I will tell you that he performs better on my layout than Spencer. Just because my layout, Spencer's made for like, I don't know how to explain it. More like, because, I don't know. He's made for very specific styles of track. Like, he does best on third radius or really wide curves, and doesn't do good on elevation and stuff, which is unfortunate because on my layout I have quite a bit of elevation as well as tighter curves for stuff. So Gordon does perform a bit better, but Spencer can perform decent enough on the layout, so I am, going to keep him around and everything. But he's loco driven. Him and Scotsman aren't. And I actually quite like tender driven engines. They just work better on my kind of layout, but the average model railway person would tell you that they prefer loco driven, which is fine. They probably have a more leveled layout and less complicated bends and stuff, so that makes sense. But yeah, he's supposed to be, I know the Mallard is the Mallard supposed to be Gordon's cousin? I don't even remember, it's been so long, but yeah, they're similar enough. He's an what is he, an A2, no, not an A2, I don't think that's a thing. An A1, A3 mix, I think, and he's obviously an A4 Pacific, so. Similar bloodline from Sir Nigel Gresley, but yeah, I figured I would do that because they're similar enough. So here's Gordon. I haven't done a review on him in, years, maybe 10 years. This one, okay, I don't know, because the Gordon I had growing up did not have this spring, so I'm guessing mine was like a really late version of Gordon before they got discontinued and everything. But it has a spring at the back, which I noticed that Scotsman also has, which makes sense because, well, I've tightened his a bit, so you're not going to get as much action out of it. Which makes sense because the box says 2005, and 2005 was the 60th anniversary, and that's when Scotsman came out, Oliver came out, so I guess that makes sense for the time period. He's in great condition. Absolutely phenomenal condition on this one. See, I fit his lamp irons the right way up. And something I know I keep bringing, I'm sorry, I keep bringing it back. But he doesn't have any holes for lamp irons, so someone tell me if that's correct or not. I have a funny feeling it's, not correct. But, I don't know everything, so. There's no date under him as well. That's why I was a bit confused, because my old Gordon, I think, was 2011 and had a date. This one doesn't. And then there's the top. I would say he has more of a, let's say, a satin finish. Can that be correct? Because it's not like super, super gloss like your Bachmann Thomas garbage, engines. And it's not super matte either. Like Spencer is straight up. Actually, you know what? I don't know, because Spencer is matte for sure. That's for sure. I would say that Scotsman is a satin finish. So maybe he would get a gloss. I would say that Gordon does have a gloss finish, but I wouldn't say it's extremely glossy. It's just shiny enough, which I think works because he is supposed to be, one of the nicer engines, more kept up to date kind of on his appearances. The face, I love the face on this one. That goes without saying. Half the reason, or I think the biggest thing, or the most important thing to get correct, sorry it's been a minute since I've done one of these, the biggest thing to get correct on a Thomas model is the face, for sure, especially with kids and stuff. Or even with older people and people like me, like I think the face is extremely important, and there's not a Hornby model where the faces aren't good. So obviously this is no exception. It looks just like Gordon. He's got kind of smaller pupils. He's got those, I don't know, he has, like, if you cover up the eyebrows, you could imagine him like, because like what they did with the other Gordon, I used to have the 2015 Gordon, but I sold it for parts, but the eyebrows were shaped kind of like Spencer's, so it gave him like a more happy appearance. I think what they did with the eyebrows was smart, because he looks kind of like, get out of my way, express coming through, he looks like determined, but he also looks happy, so I think that's very fitting. The lining is good. Something interesting, and I never noticed it as a kid, but as I got older I started to notice it for some reason. This is red. We're talking about the boiler bands here. This is red, this is blue, this is red, red, blue, red, and then red at the end. So they kept these ones off, And I think why they did that is because I think Gordon from the show only has 5 boiler bands, so they gave him like 5 that are colored. I don't know if that's correct or not. But on an older version of Gordon I did paint these, and it looked like it was too much. So I think that was kind of smart what they did, kind of spacing them out a bit. Obviously it's tender driven, so you're going to have the rolling wheels. And these wheels are a bit bigger than the 80s Gordon. And the rods are thinner, so like the motion looks a lot more fluid, and it just looks really, really nice. The only problem I had with this Gordon whenever I got it, it's not really a problem, but these were squeaky. So all I did was I just lubricated it, and it's fine now. So besides that, I didn't have any problems with this, which is phenomenal for me, because usually there's at least one problem with everything I get because they're used. Don't mind the dog. Alright, here's the ink head detailing. It's minimalistic, to say the least. It is different, however, to Scotsman's. I guess I don't remember. I probably did look at this. I just don't remember. But yeah, there you go. I guess that helps a little bit. You know how we are with the XLHS camcorder to bring back those classic Thomas vibes, right? So yeah. I mean, there's not too much. I do like, however, this is a big thing I've come to appreciate. This rotates. Scotsman, I'm not going to bring them up because I just did. Rotates. Spencer's, not. On all your new models, they're stationary, and these wheels are unflanged. And that pisses me off because these can do tighter curves because you get this, all this moves. But on new ones, that doesn't move. And it can cause problems, so I do appreciate the fact that this one does have that. So there it is. I mean, there's not really too much to say. It looks like Gordon enough. It looks more like how he does in the Railway series, and that's a plus for me. So yeah, looks good. We'll look at the tender real quick. The tender isn't too much to write home about. It's a Gordon tender. I just noticed that buffer broke off, and I am okay, well, I'm gonna have to find that. Okay, so what ended up happening was Gordon crashed and the buffers broke off, and then I glued them on, and I guess when I put them back into the box, they must have broken off, so that sucks. I'll find that and fix it though, so next time you see them, it'll be fine. But that doesn't usually come so loose like that. That's just my doing, so apologies for that. This should be black. It is blue. I've gotten so used to it, I don't even see it anymore. And also in real life, a lot of engines that had these kind of axle boxes were painted the same color as the bodywork. So if you put them next to like a standard, I can't think of my classes right now. Sorry, it's been such a while since I feel like I've done one of these. Anyway, if you put them next to a regular engine with a similar setup, it'll match more, which is actually pretty nice. All the detail here is intact. Usually you'll find these are broken, these little lever things. I guess that's a brake lever, I don't know. Then, coal load, water filler cap, it's nothing crazy. There's not as much to say about him, especially compared to like Spencer or Scotsman, because overall they're more detailed. But it's fine. Gordon's actually starting to bring up a pretty decent price online because I think he's just a really desirable character. Obviously, he's Gordon. So, I don't know. I didn't pay too much for him. A bit more than I would have liked to, but it's because he's in great condition. You can probably pick one up with some bits missing, like maybe the handrails are broke and the buffers are crooked or something, and you could get them for less. But I really wanted a Gordon in good condition because, I like him like that, so. Alright, I guess we'll give him a bit of a test run. I'm still thinking about where this went. That's not good. Oh, also he does have lining on the back, which is really nice, but I don't know where that went. And that's starting to drive me a little bit insane. I have extra buffers, though, but I'd like to find the original. So yeah, the layout area is a bit of a mess at the moment because I am expanding stuff. But I will give him a test run. since my lines are working, so why not? Let's see where I can put the camera here. Where? Okay, I guess that works. And I know I'm gonna get comments about it, so I guess I'll explain it now. The Tomy track is going to be painted. It's gonna become road. So for those wondering, no, I'm not doing a Tomy 00 scale hybrid layout because I think that would look really stupid. So, although, you know, in theory you could run Tomy trains on here and it wouldn't be that bad. All right, there he is. We'll put his. That is so infuriating. Oh my god. Whatever. We'll put him on, or put his tender on. I'm sorry. I've been collecting these for how many years, and sometimes putting these tenders on can still be difficult. So, alright, there we go. Okay, it seems like we're a little bit low here. Okay, maybe this is a bit better. Might be a bit better. Let's see. There we go. Put it right onto the track here. Oh man, it's been a minute since I filmed like this. This reminds me of making an episode, but you can see, very smooth. He used to squeak, like I said, those front wheels, but he doesn't anymore. We'll just flip the points. So yeah, he's very smooth. Not too noisy or anything. Here's a new part of the layout I'm working on, so I won't show that off too much because I want to save that for a video. Especially considering how dirty my rails are right now. Not bad, so let's move back a bit. Yeah, Gordon, not bad. He's actually one of my favorite ones, so, and he was one of my favorite ones whenever I was younger, so I would say, I don't know. I can't give ratings to these anymore because I always give them such positive ratings because I love these so much. Like in my heart, I gave this a 10 out of 10, right? I don't know. You know what? Maybe y'all can leave your ratings for this guy in the comments below. I'd be very interested to hear what y'all think of him because, you know, this is perfect in my eyes, but I know in some other people's eyes it might not be. But yeah, I like this Gordon a lot, especially the specific one. I have a few others I mean, this is kind of the exact same one. It's just missing some bits. Might be able to snag the buffers off of that one if I can't find the other back buffer. But yeah, overall, really good. And I just remembered that I bought a Bachmann Scarloey. So I guess I'll do a review on that as well. So look forward to that, and it should be a bit better put together than this one because it'll be my second one I've done today, so my mind should be a little bit up there. But I gotta focus on fixing this buffer after this video. But yeah, let me know what y'all think of Gordon in the comments below. And thank you all for watching. It's you know, he's one of those classic characters, so you can't really go wrong with Gordon.